Looking at is a picture from or capture rather of the main character of Marty Supreme, which is Marty Mauser. I watched this movie last night and I liked it, but I hated Marty. I hated Marty because of how he treats other people. Quite frankly, okay, yeah, it's just there's something fantastic about pursuing a dream, but this guy swindles and scams like almost everyone, in order to for him to do this, right? He oh man, one of my friends called him. Was it? It was something to bang and bounce, more like bang and bounce, Marty. And like the reason why I'm laughing is because it's like, okay, so the entire time you see this guy right here, okay? He's wearing the Star of David, right? Because he's a secular Jew. He's not a practicing Jew, right? There's a big difference between those two, and this movie is directed by one of the Safdie brothers, Josh Safdie, who worked on Uncut Gems with Adam Sandler. And Uncut Gems is one of the greatest movies ever made. And the reason why that is because it shows the dark side of the followers of Judaism, or rather the people that say that they are Jews and are not. And that seems to be a common pattern amongst them. And I'm not into policing someone else's household. Let's put it like that. I'll look after Christians, no problem. You guys, you can deal with your own fucking problems. They got enough already. I think that's pretty fair. That's the same way with like my attitude towards Muslims or people of other religions. I'm not going to come in busting down your doors to fucking fix your problems or to deal with your problem people. But I definitely want you to do that. Fuck's sakes. That's fucking called diplomacy. You know? I just did the revenge and the spite and the immaturity and the insecurity that Marty encapsulates, right? He's desperate. He's fucking desperate in order to make it, and he's even willing to screw a washed up movie star just to get her necklace, and he figures out that because of his arrogance that it was a piece of costume jewelry, and then behind his back, right, he's screwing this movie star a couple of times, 3 times, whatever, and he goes after her husband, who happens to be a business mogul, for his money so that he can go to Japan and beat the shit out of the fucking Japanese champion in ping pong. So it's like, it's hilarious because of how absurd and how outlandish life can really be. And like, there's a scene in this movie that's like, it's utterly disturbing, and I think that's the point, was the shock value. But the thing is that again, I think one of the attitudes of because just because they're followers of Judaism doesn't mean they're stupid. Come on, let's get with the program here. That there's obviously different sects of Judaism, as there is with Islam, and as there is with Judaism, and then even Buddhism or Zoroastrianism, or maybe even Taoism. There's subsects. There's different little idiosyncratic beliefs that separate one from another in denomination, and I'm not going to get into it. And then there's some surprises in this movie, and I think that's really fun. Especially you see people like Fran Drescher, who's coming back to the big screen, or you have Kevin O'Leary, okay, fucking Kevin O'Leary as the business mogul, and I thought that was hilarious. You should have fucking bought that fucking multicolored, technicolored acid trip of a leopard print coat there, Kevin. You stupid motherfucker. You should have bought them. Oh my god. Anyways, just looking at this, again, so it's a star cast, right? Gwyneth Paltrow's in it. She does a good job. as again, as the actress that is coming to terms with the fact that she's getting older and that she's not on the big screen anymore. She's not the title role, sort of thing, and that she's been relegated to acting on stage, and it's beneath her, and she's acting with a bunch of charlatans and scam artists, and they're beneath her. They're not real thespians, and so on and so on and so on and so on, right? And it's like, okay, this is really tiresome, but it's like, okay, but at the end, at the very end, Marty smartens up and he goes back to the woman, right? Even though at the beginning he's like panicking, but he's still, by the mere fact of him, he was the home wrecker, right? He was the younger man. That's his whole shtick, right? As a shyster, is he gets in with the women and then he fucks the men over, right? And that's why he gets into trouble, is because he thinks that he can exist outside of the rules, and he can bend them because of what has happened to him, and that his what has happened to his people, so to speak. Meanwhile, only claiming and staking a minor vestige of what that really is, because he's acting out the Jews and the Gentiles, like the Jews and the Goyim. So he says, he thinks in the back of his head, but he doesn't really know it. But he's been taught through the actions and the words of other Jews that it's okay to fuck with people who don't believe in Judaism, because they're slaves, right? And this is why there's often clashes between Christianity and Judaism, because Christianity, Christ freed slaves. That was his thing. He wanted to free people. But in the Talmud, I believe, they don't believe in Jesus, right? The Talmud calls Jesus, it says he's possessed by Satan or something along those lines. Anyways, I don't have the reference in my hand, but that's the gist of it here, right? Again, no pretense, no fucking anti-Semitism here. I just want to call people out for being fucking dirtbags, right? And Marty's a fucking dirtbag. This character is a fucking dirtbag in every sense of the word, right? And you kind of want to like him, right? You want to see him win, right? But but the price and the cost by which he burns everybody along the way just isn't worth it. Just to see the limelight and be something great. He could have done it a lot differently. He could have waited another year and saved up his money, but he didn't do that. I hate this character. I love this movie. Safdie, you guys and whoever else, the producers who had the idea behind this movie, you did a great job. I love this movie. I hate this character.